Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine for a moment um, an aspiring doctor in a bustling African city, maybe limited by access to, state-of-the-art simulation labs. Or think about an engineering student. Their ability to design, to test complex structures, it's bottlenecked by the sheer cost of physical prototypes. Now, picture a future where those barriers just dissolve, where the most intricate subjects are brought to life right before their eyes. Learning isn't just theoretical anymore, it's deeply practically experiential. Today, we're diving into a groundbreaking partnership that's actually making that future a reality. We're talking about a landmark spatial AI research and development collaboration. It connects EON Reality, they're a global leader in AI-assisted VR and AR knowledge transfer, with the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, which, it's important to note, stands as Nigeria's very first indigenous and autonomous university. So our mission with this deep dive is to understand not just what these EON XR and EON AI technologies are, but really how they're set to radically transform education research at UNN. And critically, what this signals for the future of knowledge in Nigeria and, well, maybe across the African continent and beyond. This isn't simply about rolling out some new tech. It feels like it's about fundamentally reshaping access, opportunity, and the very mechanics of discovery.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how this collaboration directly confronts some of those really persistent global challenges in advanced education. Accessibility, engagement, and that crucial practical application of theoretical knowledge. This isn't just about supplementing existing methods. It's really about leveraging these immersive technologies to revolutionize learning paradigms, potentially unlocking potential that, frankly, traditional models often struggle to reach, particularly in regions that are really poised for exponential growth. This partnership, it sort of aims to answer a key question. How can we scale world-class experiential learning to a huge audience, but do it efficiently and effectively?
That's a powerful framing. So let's properly introduce the major players in this ambitious undertaking. First up, EON Reality. Okay, so they're based in Irvine, California, and they've really established themselves as a significant force in AI-assisted VR and AR. Their core philosophy, it kind of revolves around making knowledge available, transferable, and accessible globally. They've pioneered some really innovative tools. Chief among them, maybe their AI autonomous agent-driven text-to-XR conversion products. Now that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
It is.
But essentially it means their AI can automatically transform text-based content, think textbook chapters, lecture notes, maybe even historical documents, into fully interactive 3D virtual or augmented reality experiences. Often with these intelligent virtual tutors guiding the learner, this capability is, well, it's rapidly changing how we think about teaching, learning, even how industries train their workforce.
Right. It moves beyond just reading.
Exactly. Now, on the other side of this partnership, we find the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN. This institution, it holds a pretty special place in Nigeria's history. Founded back in 1960, it was the country's first full-fledged indigenous and autonomous university, and interestingly, modeled on the American educational system. Today, it's not just a university. People describe it as a beacon for cutting-edge education and research in Africa.
A beacon, yeah. That's a strong statement.
And when we talk about UNN, we're talking monumental scale. It's a federal university in Enugu State, Nigeria. Operates across 3 main campuses, houses 18 faculties, 135 departments, and an astounding 384 academic programs.
Wow, 384. That's vast.
It really is. Its mission is to lead in innovation, research excellence, and that crucial transfer of knowledge. With a deep dedication to developing human capital for Nigeria and, the wider world, it's a huge educational ecosystem. Seems really ready for a technological leap.
And if we sort of zoom out, connect these two entities, you have this globally recognized innovator in immersive tech, joining forces with a foundational and, as you said, profoundly expansive educational institution in Africa. This isn't just some small pilot project to test the waters. This feels like a strategic deployment on a really significant scale. It's capable of impacting, potentially, hundreds of thousands of students and faculty.
Thousands, yeah.
And the sheer breadth of UNN's academic offerings, you mentioned medicine, engineering, humanities, agriculture, everything, really. It means this collaboration has the potential for incredibly broad and deep transformation across almost every discipline. And that scale, that's the critical part, I think. That's what could make this a blueprint for educational modernization across the continent.
Right, the blueprint potential. That brings us directly to the core of the partnership then. What exactly is being deployed? And maybe more importantly, how will it fundamentally change the learning experience? We're talking about EON XR and EON AI solutions. And these aren't just, high-level buzzwords. They represent a comprehensive suite of advanced tools, all designed to make knowledge truly experiential.
Experiential, yeah. Back to that word.
Exactly. These technologies, they're destined for UNN's classrooms, its research labs, even dedicated simulation centers, cutting across that wide range of academic disciplines you just touched on. Now, to get really specific about how they'll be used, imagine immersive, interactive digital environments where students can literally step inside a human cell, maybe explore a historical battlefield, or dismantle and reassemble a jet engine, all virtually.
It's hands-on, but virtual.
Precisely.
Yeah.
This capability is powered by what EON Reality calls Spatial AI. Now, to clarify, Spatial AI is essentially artificial intelligence that understands and interacts with three-dimensional space.
Okay, so it knows where things are in 3D.
Right. It allows the system to place and manipulate virtual objects in a real-world setting, that's your augmented reality, or create these highly realistic virtual worlds that respond intelligently to what the user does. This is crucial because it moves learning beyond, static screens into interactive, responsive environments where students can conduct practical skills training without physical limits, safety risks, or the huge cost of traditional equipment.
The cost factor alone is huge.
Definitely. And think about collaborative research projects, too. Scholars can engage with data, with models, in entirely new dimensions, sharing virtual environments for analysis, for discovery, no matter where they are physically. This isn't just about reading textbooks or passively listening anymore. It's about actively experiencing, manipulating, collaborating with knowledge firsthand.
That active engagement really is the game changer. Let's maybe paint a few more vivid pictures here. Think about medical students. Instead of just memorizing diagrams from a book, they can practice complex surgical procedures on, a lifelike virtual patient, repeating intricate steps until they achieve mastery, all without any risk. The AI could even give real-time feedback on their technique.
Real-time feedback. Wow.
Or engineering students.
Yeah.
They could design and test structures, run simulations, maybe entire city planning scenarios in a simulated world, iterating on their designs hundreds of times without the physical limitations or, again, the immense costs of traditional prototyping.
Saves time and money, speeds up innovation.
Exactly. And for history students, the impact is just as profound, I think. Instead of only reading about ancient civilizations, they could virtually walk through painstakingly recreated historical sites, interact with artifacts, truly immerse themselves in past eras. It brings history to life in a way that resonates much more deeply, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Makes it tangible.
These platforms fundamentally allow for that hands-on, risk-free learning. It significantly accelerates understanding and retention. We're moving well beyond traditional two-dimensional methods to a truly three-dimensional experiential model. It creates a learning environment where, curiosity leads to immediate, tangible exploration, fosters a deeper connection.
That kind of experiential learning, it really sounds like it could bridge massive gaps in educational infrastructure, especially where, high-tech labs or specialized equipment might be scarce or just too expensive. But integrating such advanced technology on UNN scale, that must come with its own unique set of challenges, surely. What are some of the hurdles this partnership might face, and how are they planning to tackle them?
That's a really critical point because just deploying the technology isn't enough, right? Successful integration is absolutely key. One of the primary challenges for an institution of UNN's size will undoubtedly be infrastructure. Things like reliable internet connectivity, sufficient computing power to run these XR applications across multiple campuses for thousands of users.
Yeah, the basics have to be there.
Right. This partnership seems to address that head-on by planning for robust local deployments, making sure content can be accessed efficiently. Another significant hurdle is teacher training, empowering faculty not just to use the tech, but to effectively design and integrate these immersive experiences into their actual curricula.
That takes time and effort.
It really does. It requires dedicated training programs, ongoing support, which EON Reality seems committed to providing. And finally, there's the question of equitable access to devices. While the vision is broad, ensuring every student has access to the necessary hardware, VR headsets, AR-enabled tablets, whatever it is, that's going to be an ongoing logistical and, frankly, financial consideration, probably involving shared lab resources, maybe phased rollouts.
Makes sense. Phased approach.
Yeah. The success of this whole initiative will really hinge on proactively addressing these logistical, these human-centric challenges, not just the tech ones.
It sounds like they've thought it through. It's clear this partnership is built on a shared, pretty ambitious vision. And you can see that reflected in the statements from both sides. Professor Oga Shiofo-T. who was the vice chancellor of UNN at the time the MOU was signed, he articulated this commitment in a really powerful way. He stated, and I'm quoting here, "Our collaboration with EON Reality on spatial AI R&D will not only elevate our academic and scientific capabilities, but also drive the restoration of the dignity of man by promoting global best practices in teaching, learning, and technology-driven societal development."
Hmm. Restoration of the dignity of man. That's quite profound.
It is. It's far more than just a technological goal. It's a statement about human value, societal progress.
Absolutely. And that perspective is crucial because it positions the partnership as more than just, adopting new tech. It frames it as a vehicle for a deeper societal impact, especially around that concept, restoring the dignity of man. What this means, I think, in practical terms, is that by providing access to world-class practical education, cutting-edge knowledge solutions, individuals are empowered with skills that are immediately applicable. That leads to better economic opportunities, increased self-reliance, and the ability to contribute meaningfully to their communities, to the global economy.
So it connects education directly to empowerment.
Precisely. It's about ensuring that a lack of physical infrastructure doesn't automatically mean a lack of opportunity or dignity in our rapidly advancing world. It's a really holistic view of education. It extends beyond the classroom walls to individual flourishing, even national development.
And that transformative vision seems to be continuing under the new leadership, too. Professor Simon Ikena Ortwanya took over as the 16th Vice Chancellor of UNN just days after the MOU was signed, back on August 11, 2025. And he's clearly aligned with this forward-thinking direction. He stresses administration's readiness to pursue innovation, transparency, and transformative processes through what he termed quality education, digital teaching and learning, entrepreneurship, and through the development of human capital.
So continuity there, that's important.
Very important. That consistent institutional commitment, even through leadership changes, it's a strong indicator, I think, of the partnership's enduring potential. And from EON Reality's side, Dan Lajuskar, their chairman, he echoed this grand vision. He said, and I quote again, "This partnership marks a significant milestone in our mission to democratize access to the world's most advanced XR and AI learning technologies." Quote, "By joining forces with the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, we aim to empower students and researchers with powerful tools for experiential education and innovative research, helping shape the future of knowledge in Nigeria and throughout Africa."
Yeah, when you synthesize those viewpoints, it's crystal clear. Both parties aren't just focused on improving UNN internally, they're looking at using UNN as a critical springboard, shaping the future of knowledge across, potentially, an entire continent. Lajuskar's emphasis on democratizing access is particularly relevant, isn't it?
It really is.
It's about leveling the educational playing field, making these advanced tools, these immersive learning experiences, available to students who might otherwise be geographically or economically shut out. This partnership feels explicitly designed to foster new levels of engagement, discovery, academic achievement, accelerating UNN's own long-term vision of becoming a globally competitive, research-focused institution. It's really an investment in the human capital of an entire region, with a strategic eye towards fostering sustainable growth, local innovation, and maybe even preventing brain drain by providing these cutting-edge opportunities right there at home.
Right, keeping talent local by providing world-class tools. So what does this all boil down to? For you, our listener, and maybe for the broader landscape of education, this deep dive, it reveals a really powerful convergence, doesn't it? Cutting-edge technology meeting ambitious educational vision. It's a bold, deliberate step towards not just better, more engaging learning experiences, but truly democratizing access to advanced knowledge. The aim seems to be empowering a new generation of innovators, researchers, leaders in Nigeria and far beyond its borders, building a future where maybe geographical location is no longer a primary barrier to getting a world-class education. This isn't just an upgrade. It feels more like a redefinition of what's possible in learning.
Indeed. And this partnership, it's not just about deploying the technology itself. It's about fundamentally reimagining the entire ecosystem of learning, making it more interactive, more accessible, and ultimately more impactful. It really challenges the conventional wisdom about where advanced education can flourish and how quickly it can adapt to global standards. So maybe consider this. If immersive AI and XR can transform education at this scale, with such a clear focus on human dignity, skill development, societal advancement, what other sectors, maybe public health, environmental conservation, even complex manufacturing, what other areas are ripe for a similar deep dive into radically new immersive approaches using these kinds of powerful tools? What stands out to you as the most impactful or perhaps the most surprising aspect of this collaboration as you think about the future of learning and global development?